Hello everyone, welcome back to Genius Knowledge Point, your one place for practical programming solutions for computer and IT students. I am making this video to provide practical knowledge to all students so that you can develop your own programs which will be helpful for your studies as well as career. In this video we will see practical number 24 of Java programming, which is according to case scheme of Diploma Computer and IT students, and their semester number is 4. And the topic in this video is to demonstrate various methods of URL class and URL connection. So there are two classes mentioned in this topic. First class is URL class that we will see in the practical related questions, and next is a URL connection class. So before that you have to understand what is URL. So whenever we are accessing anything over the network, like if you are opening any web page, you are accessing any file over the network, so for that purpose we need a location of that file. There is something which is called a location or the locator that is assigned to that file. So that is called URL. It is Uniform Resource Locator. So whenever you are accessing any web page over the network, what you will do, you will just open a web browser. In that web browser you have to type address in the address bar of the web browser. So that address is called Uniform Resource Locator because that is the unique address assigned to that particular file over the internet or over the network. So using that address you will be accessing that file or any web page or any other thing that is needed for your application. So this is how you have to uniquely identify particular resource over the network. So for that purpose you have to use a Uniform Resource Locator, that is called URL. So whenever you are accessing a web page, you will be opening a web page using the address which is having some format. So that is called format of URL. So we will see that format in the question. So first we will see the practical related question. So in that question, write a program using URL class to retrieve host, protocol, port and file of URL, and the URL is given as http://www.msbt.org.in. So this is the URL given which is of MSBT website. So using this URL you have to identify the host, protocol, port and file of this URL. So before that you have to understand what are these different parts of the URL. So whenever you see any URL is divided into multiple parts. So there is an example given in this PowerPoint. So the URL is divided into 4 parts. So the first part is protocol, which is highlighted in blue color. So http://. So whatever is written before colon and double slash, that is called your protocol. So http is the protocol which is mentioned inside your URL. Next, after colon and double slash, we are writing our host name, domain name or IP address of that particular system where the resource is present. So in case you are searching something on the network, what you will do, you will write the IP address of your system where the resource is present. In our case we are checking the resource on the internet, so that's why I am writing the address of the host as www.msbt.org.in. so this is the host name or IP address. So this is called host name or IP address, which is highlighted in orange color. Next, after that we have to mention a port number. So it is identified using a colon. So after colon you will be writing a number which is port number of that particular system or particular address. So in my case I am writing 80 here. So in many addresses there is no port number mentioned. So by default some port number is taken which is called -1. So whenever you are not mentioning any port inside your URL, that means it is taking the default port number using -1. So in this case I am writing port number as 80. So this is the port number where I will be connecting my connection. Then after that you have to mention the files. So you have to mention slash after that port number. Then you have to mention a file as file name with extension. So index.htm, this is the file which is having htm as extension. So this is how the URL is formatted in any application or over the network. Whenever you are accessing any resource over the network, you have to mention the URL of that resource, then only you can access that resource. So in our case the URL is already given in the question, which is http://www.msbt.org.in. So in this URL, HTTP is the protocol then www.msbt.org.in. This is the host name. Port number is not mentioned, that means it will take by default port number, and the file is not mentioned, so it will not be displayed here. This is how we have to separate all these sections of the URL using our program. So directly moving toward the code. So initially I will be importing network package, which is import java.net.star, because we are doing program related to networking. So for that purpose java.net is necessary. Next I am defining my class definition as class URL demo. So in that class I am creating main function directly, public static void main string args, that we have already seen in previous practicals. Then after that we have to use exception handling here, because there is a possibility that we are creating our URL in a wrong format. What it will do, it will not identify the URL, it cannot identify the resource. So that's why we have to throw an exception which is called malformed URL exception. So for that purpose I am directly applying the concept of exception handling to main function using throws keyword. So as we have seen in the previous practical. So I am directly checking whether the exception is occurring inside main function using throws keyword, and if it is occurring, it will directly throw an exception object which is of malformed URL exception class. So next, inside main function I am creating object of URL class. So this is the class that we are going to use. So this is the class which is present inside network package, and in that class we have multiple functions associated with it. So URL net address, so this is the object name, is equal to new URL. So I am creating object, and in that constructor I am passing the URL which is given in the question. So I am passing http://www.msbt.org.in. So this is the URL which is given in the question. So I am passing that string into URL constructor. So automatically this URL will be created as a URL and it will be stored into net address object. So this is how our URL object is created. Next, as mentioned in the question, we have to print protocol, port, host and file of the URL. So for that purpose we have multiple methods. So I am directly using those methods inside system.out.println. So in that I am just printing protocol and colon, this is the string part. Then after that I am attaching net address, which is the URL object dot get protocol. So this is the function which is returning the protocol of that URL. So it will make a section of this URL in different format, and from that format it will just return the protocol name, which is HTTP in our case. So the output of this method or this function will be HTTP, and that will be displayed in front of this protocol message. Similarly, I am printing port number as port, then net address dot get port. So this is the second function or second method which is returning the port number of the URL. In this case the port number is not mentioned, so it will return -1. Next, host. So there is one more method which is net address dot get host. So this method will return the host name which is present inside this URL. Next, the file. So it will return the file. For that purpose we have getFile function. So net address dot get file, it will return the file name which is present inside this URL. So this is how we have printed all the sections of the URL, which is protocol, port, host and file, using their respective methods. Next, main function is complete and class is also complete. I am just saving this class. Next, moving toward the location where my class file is. So opening CMD here. First command is javac space class name. We have to copy URL demo. So URL demo.java. So after entering, there is no error. Now I am entering second command, which is java space class name only. So after pressing enter, you can see the output is generated here. It is displaying the protocol as HTTP. So it has made a section of protocol as HTTP. Then port number is displayed as -1. Then host is displayed as www.msbt.org.in. So according to our methods, it has retrieved the protocol from the URL object, which is a net address object, and from that address it has just displayed the protocol value. Then it has displayed the port value according to the second method, which is getPort. Then third value is displayed as a host, which is getHost, and the last value is not displayed here because inside our URL there is no file mentioned. our URL is ending at the msbt.org.in. So this is how the output is generated here according to the methods which we have used inside our program. So this is how we can create our own URL. We can identify the different sections of the URL using different methods that we have seen in our program. So these are the methods: getProtocol, getPort, getHost and getFile. So these are the methods associated with URL class, and using those methods we can identify different sections or different parts of the URL. And one more class is there, which is URL connection class, that is used for connecting to the URL, and after connecting you can access the content of the URL which is present inside that URL, or the content which is present inside the resource, like you can read any file, you can read any web page. So these are the content which are available inside that resource. So for that purpose we have to connect to the URL, and for connecting we have URL connection class, which is mentioned in the topic of this question or topic of this practical, but it is not given in the question, practical related question, so that's why it is not covered here. So this is how we have completed this question, which was just taking the URL and making different parts of the URL and displaying those parts in front of the user using CMD. So this is how this practical number 24 is completed here. So that's it for today's practical. I hope you understand the program clearly. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such programming solutions, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. If you have any doubts or need solutions for other programs, drop a comment below. I will be happy to help. Thanks for watching and happy coding.